Hi, my name is Julian and I will be teaching you how to round decimal numbers. Let's start with this. 8,020.2696. We're rounding to the nearest 1. This is our ones place. So, you have to determine whether or not the number to the... Hi, I'm Julian and today I will be teaching you how to round decimals. Let's start here. 8,020.2696, and we're rounding to the nearest 1th, or 1. Find your digit, look to the number to the right of it, and determine whether it is lower than 5 or 5 and greater. In this case, we got 2, and 2 is lower than 5. So 2 keeps the 0 at 0 and turns itself and all the numbers to the right of it into 0. Meaning that this number would be 8,020.0 if you rounded to the nearest 1, or 1. Sorry, I have a bad habit of saying that. So, 8,020.2, point 0, or 8,020. Terrific! Next one. Sorry. This number is 2,037.2258. 37.2258. We're rounding to the nearest 1 once again. Find your digit, move right 1 digit, greater than 5 or lower than 5. 2 is lower than 5. So the 7 stays 7, and 2, and all its friends behind it, turn into 0. This number, rounded to the nearest 1, would be 2,037. Let's check. 2,037. Nice work. Last one. 14,093.3268. Okay. We're rounding to the nearest 100. Locate your digit, move right 1 digit, and determine whether it's higher than 5 or lower than 5. We got a 9. 9 is greater than 5, which makes the 4 round up to 15. And 9 and all its friends turn into 0. But the decimal point stays the same. So we now have 15,000, 1,500, and then 0. Let's check. Terrific. Next thing, because that's pretty easy. Let's try this. Decimal switch. Click on the arrows to swap the numbers around until they are all in ascending order, which means greatest to least. Let's try this. Which one is the greatest here? We first look at the tens place and determine which one is the highest number. In this instance, it's 0.84. 8 is greater than 7, 1, 0, and 5. So let's get that to the first. What is the next highest number in the tens? 7. That's second. Next highest number? 5. Already got it. Now you might be thinking, why 17 is greater than 2. Never mind. Don't mind that. Sorry. Next number greatest is 5, and then next greatest in the tens is 1, and then we end up with this. Hello? I don't know what's going on here, but that is correct. 0.84 to 0.71 to 0.5. Imagine that's a 0 behind it. To 0.17 to 0.02. Let's try a different one. Okay, highest number. Can you find it? On the very right. Let's put that in first. Oops. Okay, next highest number. 0.71. Oops. Next number, 0.4 to 0.1015 to 0.01. Now, if it was an instance such as that, it was like this, 0.5, which is greater, 0.5 or 0.17. If you haven't learned decimals, you're obviously going to think that 0.17 is greater than 0.5. But in the end, you have to look at it like this. 0.17 is still 0.17, but 0.5, you can add as many zeros as you want to the end of this. Let's make it so that they both have 2 digits. Which one's bigger now? Thought so. I'll give you a couple examples, and you tell me which one's greater. Okay, I'm back. Can you tell me which one's greater in question numero uno, number 1? Now, in this instance, over here, we have 1,000,007. Well, 0.1,000,007 if you remove the 0. And if you move the 0 over here, we have 3. But let's add the 0. 0.3. This has 7 digits. 1, 2, 3. Versus 1, 0. Which one is greater? This one over here. 0.3. Now, a trick that I have learned is when looking at a number comparison such as 0.3, 0.04, that look at the first digit. Whichever one is bigger is greater. If they're the same, move on to the second digit. If they're still the same, move on to the third, and so on and so on, so forth. With this one over here, you tell me. If you're thinking that 0.4 is greater because the first digit is 4, and the first digit over here is 0, I'm sorry, but that's incorrect. Double check next time. Make sure that you also check that the ones / anything above that is filled. If it's not, it's you can continue on to the trick I told you. If it is, and the other one's not, the one with the whole numbers is. So this one has 1.00004 versus 0.04. 1 is greater than 0.04. Thank you, and come again.